you mentioned reconciliation, and yeah, I wonder if you could share even just some of your own wisdom on that, but then contextualizing it. What do you think that really requires um, for this situation? You're talking about 72 years of violence against ethnic peoples in Burma. Um, yeah, how do you see that unfolding, and is that an important part to this moment?
Yeah. I think when you've been hurt, family members killed, grandmothers killed, like an ethnic person under oppression by the Burma military, or a Burman himself, or let's say you're a Burmese soldier, and you're killed by the Burma army, and your kids, or you're killed by the Karen army, and your kid's gonna hate the Karen forever because all
Hmm.
they know is you killed my dad.
Hmm.
So it's a two-way street.
Right.
Even though the dictators are wrong, the Burma military is wrong, it doesn't mean they're not human and they
Right.
have feelings.
Right.
And so we're all in this together. And again, there's no pure side. None of us are pure.
Hmm.
I believe only God is.
Hmm.
And we try to line up behind things that are pure: truth, justice, mercy. I think in reconciliation looks like first someone admitting they're wrong and
Hmm.
saying they're sorry, and then being willing to forgive. I know for me, if I've really been hurt or my friends have been hurt, the only way to reconcile is the power of Jesus. I know no other power that overcomes that lack of justice, that
Hmm.
deep wound that's not self pity. It's just
Right.
wrong.
Right.
You killed this 5-year-old girl, man. It's just wrong. It's my daughter. It's just
Yeah.
wrong. And, talking to a Karen mother and father, they're both crying. They said, the Burma came in our village, they took my daughter. We don't even know if she's alive or dead.
Hmm.
We haven't seen her. This is like years now.
Yeah.
She's calling out, Mommy, Mommy, I can't help her. And this Karen couple said, we're like dead people.
Hmm.
We can't smell, we can't taste,
Hmm.
we're just walking dead.
Hmm.
So what do you answer to someone like that?
Yeah.
What does reconciliation look like? Can you ever get your daughter back? Maybe she's dead already. I only know then, in that time of great evil, only Jesus is bigger for me.
Hmm.
And he's the one that if you say, Jesus, help me,
Hmm.
help me. He does the impossible. That's why he's supernatural. It's
Hmm.
not natural, it's supernatural.
Hmm.
And I remember my own feeling of watching a kid get killed by ISIS and wanting justice. But I hated the ISIS guys. So it wasn't really justice, it was revenge.
Hmm.
And I remember giving up that revenge and justice and giving it all in God's hands and saying, I'm sorry I wanted revenge. I give it all up. Please forgive me. Show me the way. And I felt that God wants justice, but justice is only possible with love.
Hmm.
And love is only possible in times like that with Jesus' power. And he took that weight off of me and he gave me love.
Hmm.
Or I could say, I don't love ISIS, but I love the people in ISIS.
Right.
That's a miracle.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean maybe I'll have to fight them. Maybe you don't have to shoot them. Maybe you have to shoot a Burmese soldier sometimes because he just won't stop. But you don't hate him.
Hmm.
That, I think, only comes from God. So reconciliation to me looks like first there has to be justice.
Hmm.
But justice only comes from love.
Yeah.
And then because justice also has mercy. So justice, mercy, it means the dictators step down.
Right.
It means they change their hearts or they're removed. And it means that when a new order of Burma is coming, that we don't hunt all the Burma soldier and police and all the informers and punish them.
Right.
Yeah, they're wrong. Of course they're wrong. But they feel that. They feel that. But that's the time to say, okay, if you go by the rules we all agreed on, you'll be forgiven.
Hmm.
If you don't, yeah, we'll have to catch you and find whatever punishment for your own sake.
Right.
But there's not going to be a big inquiry and we're going to throw everybody in jail and punish you
Hmm.
because we need mercy. One Karen leader I was talking with, actually General Bajau's brother,
Hmm.
he said, Dave, we all need mercy.
Hmm.
He said the Karen, we've done so many wrong things as Karen people to each other.
Hmm.
And we always ask for mercy. And because of God's mercy, we've survived.
Hmm.
Not because we're so great. So as God has given us mercy, even though we don't want to give the Burma army and the Burma people mercy, we have to give them mercy because we're all under the same God. We all have the same need.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll stand for our rights, but we'll give mercy because we're not better than you.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. I want to switch gears. Kusar and I have been, kind of on this trip trying to be the voice for the Minnesota community back home, and I'm curious to know what your thoughts or message is to people who really care about this, but are, in the United States or in different countries around the world. What can they do? How can they support what you guys are doing? But overall, this situation, how can they aid in the fall of this dictatorship?
I think y'all coming out here and seeing what's happening to go back and testify is wonderful. I think your encouragement to the Karen and everybody in Burma, it's going to take all of Burma, is important. Reaching out to your congressional representatives,
right.
That has a huge impact. Right now, the U.S. just put more sanctions on the regime. I think we need more of that. That can be, Minnesota can help lead the way for U.S. policy to take more and more action. And the things we've been asking for are basically three main things from the international community. Number one, immediate humanitarian support.
Yeah.
For the IDPs, not just here in Karen State. There's 40,000 in northern Karen State, but there's a few thousand in other areas. There's probably 5,000 people who fled the cities in the eastern side of Burma. There's 15,000 new IDPs in Kachin State, daily bombing and fighting up there in the north. Chin State, there's tens of thousands of people who have fled. Over maybe 100,000 have fled along the Indian border total. And so these people need immediate humanitarian assistance. And the people in the cities need help. And there's ways to help them. Even in the cities, there's ways to help them. So humanitarian support. Second is political recognition of the ethnic groups. And together with the elements like the NUG, the National Unity Government. There's no perfect ethnic group. There's no perfect government. You have to start with what you got. This is what we got.
Right.
And so I think the international community can work together to support this platform of ethnics and Burmans together. And the last one is intervention. If you see someone getting killed and you can't do anything about it, okay, you can pray. But if you can do something about it, do something.
Yeah.
Do something.
Right.
And so those are the three things. And I think the communities in Minnesota and all over the U.S. can advocate to our representatives in our government for these political steps and interventions. And I think for prayer, for prayer that for God to change all our hearts, mine too, that every day needs to be changed. Otherwise, I'm going to get lost. Just because your cause is right for freedom and justice doesn't mean you're going to do it the right way. I believe for me, without God, I'm not going to do it the right way.
Right.
So we need prayer too.
Yeah. Well, Dave, thank you.
Did I answer that question?
Yeah, you totally did.
I was like,
no,
what was the question?
No, you, spot on. I think, and we just want to remind you that there are people that really care about this and about you and about your family and about what you guys are doing.
Thanks.
And we're humbled to be here, not just as individuals, but representative of a community that cares deeply for you guys. And
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it, and I really appreciate it. I think it's just awesome you came.
Tago kahe tigodoli. Di pasatho tu pisanyo lata kle. Mitala redula nagabat sedo the dunasa. Nisedo the dunasa kamatsudo do the dun what the word. Wala ora tabayo. Bagotu pisanyo the kulata kokha. Le puedo tapu play.